Hi, I can't hear you quite yet. Am I muted or
I was muted.
hey,
Yeah.
there we go.
I was
Hi.
like, man, I just was on here on my, with the show. I was like, God, messed something up that fast.
Hey, it's the tech stuff and I'm not all that great with it myself.
Me
How are
neither.
you tonight?
Doing good.
I got restricted on Facebook when you were doing or on the podcast.
Why?
Um because I had said the drugs are always there or something like that. And something like they always will be when you're until you're ready. I
Oh,
was
you
I was
said
referring
drugs.
to
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So oops, I appealed but I'm restricted for like just I don't know, just ads and some silly stuff
I
and
wonder if that's
uh
why I just commented, you sent a lot of comments during the show, and also I have friend Kendra that was sending comments. Caleb said hi.
yeah,
I did not see any of that. I saw where you said hi at the very beginning, and then I said hi. I couldn't see your name, and then you said James Barr, and I said, oh, hi.
yeah.
And then after that, I didn't see anything else from anybody at all. And, were you watching on my profile or on the where? Like on my actual like Leanna Brock Cox, or
Yeah,
where
I
were you
went to your
listening?
profile to
Hmm.
watch.
I wonder why. I think to my understanding with the software, I think if Facebook is where you're watching, I think the best place to comment is on the page, the actual page, the Feral but Sober page.
Okay.
For me
So
to be able
I'm
to see
working
your
out the
comments.
kinks as we go.
Yeah, yeah, I'm figuring it out. Yeah. There's also like if just and so while we're talking real quick before we get started about being kicked off, like if during the actual podcast or any of these lives, if we're ever kicked off, you can always watch. I have like a little website for my podcast. It's feralbutsober.podbean.com, and they will like never
Right.
kick us off, so like you can always go there and check if I was ever to get like kicked off of social media, like you can just go there and find my new pages or like whatever.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Because I look for it to
Um
happen at some point, like for
yeah,
something to
we're sometimes talking about some sensitive stuff.
for sure.
Hey, Kel, thank you. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate
Hi.
you.
I thought I
Still
saw
working
you
out the
come in.
kinks
Yeah.
of the shout out. I know I am the MF1 is working right now, but still wanted to, show some support and be a part of it. And apparently dipping maybe back to the cooler area and like doing a little quick thing. So I appreciate that.
Yes, yes, I
Um,
appreciate that. And I want to say too, real
so
quick before we start, I know like sometimes during these lives, like when people are talking, and I don't always like say hi when you guys come into the chat room, and I am not trying to be rude. I'm like really like I said, we're trying to fill it out, and I don't want to like interrupt people, and I don't know how it all works, so I've never ever want to offend anybody, but yeah, so I'm awkward. You guys like will learn about me. Like I am very awkward sometimes, and like when I get like flustered, I'll start like blah 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 blah. Like
I've yet to see that. You're always pretty much on point.
yeah,
So that or you're okay with just like some silence for a second, and that's
I've
okay
learned to
too
be
because yeah, because like I like to go 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 go. And next thing you know, I've been talking for like 12 minutes, and I see people in the background. I'm like, okay, take a breath, James. And then
I
I
love
see
it.
you. You're like, and there's that silence there, but that's okay because people collect their thoughts.
Yeah, I think I'm very like analytical. I think about everything like I do have ADHD too, so like when, one thing's going on, like it's gonna ran through my mind in every scenario that can possibly happen, and so a lot of times that's what's going on in my head. I'm like playing it out. Like,
Hey, Huntress Mama. Hey, Kristen.
Kristen, yeah, I see Kristen.
Hey, Brian.
Brian, that's my nephew.
So, oh yeah,
Yeah.
what's up, nephew? So, I know that right before the show, I was telling you that I didn't really have anything prepared, but so I went out to the living room and my mumsy's out there, and I had a little sit down with her, and I was like, I think that I'm just a little overstimulated today, and I think I just got a lot of weight on my shoulders, so I'm really distracted. And I did something yesterday. I did a leadership convention called the LAC, the Leadership Athens County, and then which is really cool. It's just aspiring leaders in the area kind of get to put together in like a pool, one room, and we throw our brains together and we see how we can elevate our community. And that's like it in a nutshell. And so that itself was like totally brain draining, right? And right after that, I got a phone call from a peer, and I won't, for anonymity, I won't say who or anything like that. But this peer was struggling, and as a peer recovery supporter, we have a duty to report. If they're going to harm themselves or harm somebody else or harm children or have harmed children. And this person was going through some things where I had to make a report, and that was like a first time for me, and that was kind of hard because, well, I've just never really done it before, and I couldn't, with all of my positivity and all of my energy and all being able to read the situation and not have to like always be in your face happy, but just like kind of somber about it. I couldn't get this person to kind of like de-elevate, and I wasn't really feeling defeated because that's not my stuff. It's their stuff, and I can empathize with feeling like that. But there was actually a little sense of defeat because I just I want to be able to help so bad, especially in those hard times. And I mean, ultimately, sure, we got the person in a treatment where they would be watched and monitored, and um, but more professionals than what I could ever think about being, at least at this time. And so that was kind of renting some space in my head. And then, so when I sat down with Mumsy, I was like, I don't really have anything to necessarily talk about. And she was like, well, because I'm sure with your fam, they've watched you go through your periods of time trying to be sober, or the ups and the downs and all those things. And of course, Mumsy's been by my side, just like that. Your guest on your podcast that you just did, was his name Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I could so relate to it. It's like when all shit hits the fucking fan, who do you call? Who can you rely on? And sure, you might have your partner who's co-signing the shit out of you out there. You're like, you're both up under a bridge, but you might like road dog, I ride or die, and all that. But then like when you need something, you call Mumsy, or you call if you're a daddy's girl or something like that, or if you even have parents, like you have. Hopefully, you have. Um, Hi,
Trinity. Hi.
it's Trinity. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's her big day.
Yes,
Her little
Yes, I'm
star.
so happy to make you a star. You're
Superstar.
oh
already a
God,
star.
I'm
You're already
nervous.
a
I
star.
butterflies.
And so, with all that being said, Mumsy was like, James, you have come back into the world with such light and
Hi, Jojo.
positivity. And hi,
Hi,
JoJo.
Jazzy.
Um,
That's your daughter, right?
and even still,
Sorry, James.
no, it's okay. Even still, with coming into uh, the world and to the space of other people, being super super positive a lot of the time, and that guiding light, and all the things that comes with James being James, or Leanna being Leanna, or Trinity being Trinity, um, where we are looked at as role models, where we are looked at as inspirations for people. It's still fucking difficult sometimes. Like, I've been turned down for jobs left and right. I have, mind you, I've only been out of prison for 4.5 months, but
Employers
there's
love that.
still, right. Yeah, right. um, and there's still the stigma. There's still the barriers. Like, I have a friend, like, this is a true story. current right now. She is going on 8 months sober. I'm so proud of her. She's in a home where there's some bullshit going on,
Ugh.
you know, and she's made the conscious choice to stop using. And I was there in the home not long ago, and I wasn't triggered. I didn't really know what was going on because I just didn't pay attention to that particular part of it. I was there just to pick her up and enjoy some time with her. But
Hi,
you
Michaela.
know, to not have a stable home while trying to get sober, not having like a major support network. You might have some out there, but it is hard for somebody who is trying to do the right thing. It is difficult. Um, and a lot of people don't even know where to go. Oh yeah, I want to get sober. And if I'm not in prison or jail, how do I do that? Because I might need assistance. I might need financial assistance. I might need housing. And all of these lists, you look like you want to say something.
No, go ahead.
Okay. um, all of these things that we need to stabilize and get it to move past all of the barriers that we need to, and let alone just repair our own baggage, or repair our own stuff
Yeah, I said
from the
that just on
past.
my episode just now. I was like, because not only do we have to get clean, and most of our lives are in shambles, so we're like repairing that, and then you have to learn how to like think again, be a parent again, be a partner again, be a reasonable human being again. Like it's a whole because like you're a whole different life, a whole different person. Like like the person that I was then, and the way that I would like react to things or handle things was like a completely different person from who I am now. And I had to relearn that. Like I remember being in treatment and I kept getting in trouble for being disrespectful, and I was so mad at them bitches for keep getting me in trouble. And I was really being disrespectful. Like now looking back I see it. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah,
then I was like so mad. I was so mad at them, and how dare them.
yeah, absolutely. My heart goes out. I had the opportunity. I was lucky. I went to freaking prison again, and I was forced to
Really?
slow down. And for someone who's not actively in jail, for someone who's not actively in prison, not saying that prison's easy, because that's just right there next to you.
Yeah.
It is next to you, behind you, in front of you. It's everywhere, everywhere.
And they want you in it
Um,
because they want your money. So they're.
the system is real.
Mm.
And so with the leadership convention, that I know that I'm a good one, but with the leadership convention that we just did yesterday, um, we put together with a variety of people from different parts of the community a list of things like the needs, the assets, and the barriers within our community. And one of the biggest things, like the health department, is substance use disorder, and then being able to receive those services in a timely manner and the supports in a timely manner for we all know, Trinity, Leanna, I know that we have been at that point in our lives where we want to stop.
Yeah.
And we need that instant. Like, if there was someone just to come in and snatch us up in a moment's notice, like, oh, wait, I'm sorry, we can set you up with our caseworker in about 2 weeks. Oh, that's after we do a week intake in about a week.
And come
And
sit here all day sick too, and don't
fuck
use
that.
for like
Right,
what?
right.
Like
Yeah, that's something that we do not have right now, and that we need is the availability of the right
Thank
now.
you.
We need
yes.
that right now. We don't need to wait, and we need the resources available to us to where when somebody reaches out, boom, we can find them a bed. If they reach out, we can, make that phone call. Let's get you there. Let's give you that ride. Let's move forward right now and not having to wait. If I would have known about, the resources that was available to me, like the rehabs and everything that was available to me way before I actually was able to get clean and sober, I probably would have done it maybe a little bit
Right.
sooner.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that those options was available to me, and it was a timely manner, and I still had to wait, and it was a process.
Yeah, and oh god, I just lost it. Oh, I know it seems demanding. Like it seems demanding to say that. Like we want to get, but like, dude, it is important because your minds can change, your situation changes so quickly, or like you could die tonight. Like it could happen. Like I know it seems like demanding, like we're but that's how it needs to happen. I think we could help so many more people, as a whole in general. If I had on my very first episode, my friend Rachel, she's a counselor in Ohio and she works at Brightview, and she talked about how,
Ohio,
yeah,
yes.
she talked about how she has actively, since she worked there, they've start taking walk-ins, and she has, like, they've set in some kind of procedure, something to help get down wait time when you do what, like, long story short. So like, there is hope, like people do know, and that makes, because,
There is.
that's great because I full heartedly believe.
So yeah, I in no way was I, and I don't feel like I was coming off this way, but I just want to be clear. In no way was I trying to be like a Debbie Downer. I was trying to just bring awareness to the importance of having a fluid connection or being available in a moment's notice for those who are underserved.
Oh
And
yes.
coming from a, yeah. And it is getting better out there because I'm currently working with an organization that's linked in with Ohio Health, and they can say,
Okay.
look, if you need treatment right now, I got you right now. We'll get you into it. I'm like, I love that kind of stuff. But I guess it's just my heart goes out to the people who don't have the capability of picking up the phone, don't have the capability of, hey, I know that you just did a shot, but can you give me a ride to the treatment center because this is kind of hard for me? Like,
Yep.
some people are just stuck and they're
And
so strong. I think about how strong my friend is, who is actively in that spot and still making that conscious choice. Like it's just so powerful and humbling. And
I
part of me is like,
attest.
I want to be that savior. I want to be able to be that peer supporter. I want to be that friend. I want to be that person to be like, but I don't have the capabilities of doing that. And anyway, just some food for thought of the importance of being there and being present in whatever way that you possibly can. Um, because recovery isn't just, you know, a bag of lollipops and gumdrops and stuff, like it's not, it's hard. And like, Trinity, when I hear you talk, and Leanna, when I hear you talk, or Josh, when he's talking, I know that when people hear me talk, they're like, wow, like it'd be really nice to be where they're at right now, like God, it must be really easy to them, but it's not. And
It's not. And we weren't
um,
always here too. Like it took me a long
no,
time, like
yeah, yeah, absolutely. We weren't here, and I was that person thinking like, yeah, it must be really easy to say that when you're 20 years freaking clean,
yep.
you know. Just keep coming back. How many times have you heard that
It
before?
works if you
And then
work
kind of,
it. Like
oh my god. No, but those are the things that I'm getting to use now,
yes.
like because I know what it means like to say, and I know you guys too, what it means to say like it does work if you actually work that shit.
Yes.
And here I am, like still cringing. I got the goosebumps, like, ew, like all those years that I bucked it and rebuked it and was like, no, get away from me. And then like it's so
You're
true.
like, did
It's
I just
ridiculous.
say that? I'm turning into my mother. Like
Yes,
my
I'm turning
sponsor.
into my sponsor, but you know what? Actually, I kind of take that back because I know that we're being lied about it, but what better person to become as your sponsor?
Yeah.
That much more solid in recovery or having that mentor or whatever.
Yes, I'm
So,
poking fun. Yeah, because I am happy to be where I am today. I know that I do sometimes.
yes.
I was writing a letter to somebody that's locked up, and I was like, I caught myself saying things that I was like, I'm cringing myself. Like, but I know, like my old self, I guess. Like, I was like, they're gonna cringe. They're cringing when they're reading my letter. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And for someone who's like 30 days sober and they are obsessing about, oh God, the minute has just gone by. I need to do another minute. And I need to do another minute. And I'm coming back. But then like you look over and someone's smoking a cigarette and you think about the cigarette that you used to light up when you did a shot or you just did a pill, and you remember the taste of the drain. Like that stuff I don't think about now.
Right.
It's been long enough, and I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful not to have those dreams any longer. Those the euphoric recall of when you look at it. Okay, one of my triggers, I guess you could say, is not really a trigger because that's not fair to say that. But one of the things that brings me back to thinking of is a vein. If I see a vein on somebody, like whether it be a guy or a girl, and they got like this gnarly thing, because I used to hit people. I used to pay people, or people used to pay me to hit them, and I would look, and it was a thing, and so that still is like when I'm going to the hospital or
And you
whatever, and I'm
can't
like, oh
not
yeah,
notice. Like you can't
you
miss it.
can't. No, you can't. Is that your line right there? Yeah, yeah. We all have them, you know what I mean? And now I just look at it as, yep, that's a nice juicy daggone vein. I was deep in my stuff back then, but like somebody, I know, but somebody who, I'm sorry for anybody this is triggering. I know
No.
this is what Feral Sober is. We get down and dirty. We talk
Yeah.
about the real shit. So, anyway, I completely lost the train of my thought right there. Yeah, it happened to me. So yeah, we do have this.
Hi,
Yeah,
Raven.
we do have those triggering moments, and it is. Oh yeah, resetting. It's difficult, especially for somebody who is fresh. And so you already know that I'm not like a big program person. I have done the AA program. I've had sponsors. I've had mentors, and I've done the NA program. Very similar. I've done the steps, and um, I have found at this point in my life that it's not for me. But you know what? When I do go to programs, if I do go to a meeting, I still find it super refreshing to hear a newcomer say, I got today. I got 30 days because I remember how difficult it was back then. And it was all bullshit. I didn't believe any of it, and I resented all of it. And I think you and Tyler were talking about, what was it, being forced to go as opposed to making that decision.
Yeah, like how it makes all the difference because I did not want it. Like, and you could not. So I was like a complete asshole. Like, you couldn't tell me anything. Like, I knew it all. I did not have a problem. You had a problem. There was no reason I couldn't have been on drugs because I had no kids and I was 19 years old with no responsibilities and I'm allowed to be a heroin addict. Don't you know? Like,
Right.
my
Right.
entitled ass. Like,
You can't tell me. What you mean you can't
right,
tell me?
right. And so, but once you want it, it's so different. You're soaking it up, like how we're talking, like, the things that were cringe where I was so mad, like, oh, it works if you work it, yeah, mocking them,
Yeah.
And then, but now it's me. People are mocking me behind my back. I know it, and I don't care. Like, it's fine.
Oh, she's got a podcast and she's going live and she's talking that.
In
No, but
recovery,
yes, you know what?
I knew her, shooting under the bridge.
Yes. But you know what? I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You are doing it, and you have years under your belt, and you've got a family, and you just got the job, and you are still pushing through, and you're doing another certification, or just got another certification on top of that.
Yeah, the
I mean, like,
TSS.
once those doors start opening, and even though I'm facing a barrier or a challenge in employment right now, I'm still so much more blessed than I ever was any day in my youth.
Yes.
I'm honest with people. God, you know what it means to, like, I know you do. Even you, Trinity.
Bye, Kelly.
What's it like to have someone trust you again?
Yeah.
To believe in you.
When people
I am.
say now, like, it still makes me nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
my mother. This is my mom. I heard you all.
Hey, Mumsy! Mama Dukes! Hey!
Like, the first time that I come home after rehab, right? and I'm doing the thing, and I'm being held accountable and stuff. And my mom gave me the keys to her car.
Oh,
And
right,
the
right.
last time she gave me the keys to her car, I was in it for days. And she finally called me. She was like, "You need to park my car right now and leave it where it is." And I literally parked it in the middle of the street in front of Wendy's, you know what I mean, and then a main highway, and took off walking. And I left her car there, right? So
I ain't
then
fucking with mama.
yeah. So like,
About to get her.
we had her car for 3 weeks out doing what I was doing, right? And so when I come home and she gave me the keys to her car because I wanted to go and visit a friend of mine, to see how she was doing and whatnot, and just hang out for a little bit because I just got home, and she just handed me the keys to her car, and I went and did exactly what I said I was going to do, and I come home in a timely manner, and that was still odd for me, you know what I mean? And then just things progress. Like she gave me a Christmas card to give to a coworker of mine that had a little bit of cash in it, you know what I mean? Because she was raised by herself, and I was like that would have never happened before.
Yeah.
Right?
I was a manager at a store, and they were like,
little things like that is so humbling, and
Yes.
it's great.
yeah, they gave me like the money bag to take to the bank, and I was like, "Are you sure?
What?
Does somebody want to come with me?" And they're like, "No, just
Do
drop it
you
off."
know me?
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, like where I work at now, like I work for the city of Weston, right? And this is where I got in trouble. The whole community knows who I am. They know about my past. They know what I look like. They know me on first name basis. And when my boss hands me the keys to the city, which consists of I can get into the courthouse, I can get into the judge chambers, I can get into the sheriff's office, anywhere that there's running water, right? Because this pertains to my job. And I'm looking at them like, are you all serious right now? Like I cried when it hit me. I cried because it was like, wow, how far?
First time.
Yeah, they let me drive a cop car. I had to go pick it up from the city building and take it to our mechanic. This is also the same cruiser that I was probably in at one point in time. Handcuffs. You know, it's insane.
How did you not do donuts at Walmart with the cop car? I mean, like, I would have been on some bullshit
If
even now.
I probably would have, but listen, I had videos. I managed to talk one of my coworkers into getting in the back and video recording, driving, hitting the woo-woos and everything. So
Yes, yeah. I'm like, right, hitting the siren. We're talking about we're bumping in the cop car, windows down, and like we're going. Hey.
No, I did not have the windows down or anything. I was operating the vehicle because I was scared to death. Somebody's going to call and be like, "Do you know that she stole this car?" You know what I mean? People that know my history, and no, and like I was
so funny.
Once I got in the parking lot at work, sirens was on, the woo woos was coming out. Then I got to act.
Oh, that's so great. That's
like another
so
cop
awesome.
sees you like from your town, like chases you down.
Yeah, well,
he makes a phone call like, is this going?
Yeah,
what's happening right now?
Officer from years ago that actually had me go and pick up this cruiser to take to our mechanic to get the oil changed on it. So they knew what they were doing.
Right. I'd be paranoid too. I probably wouldn't be doing any of that because I figure like every one of those dials and buttons are like going to report to somewhere. Yeah. Well, they probably got the camera on me right now. And they're probably timing me.
I was getting ready to say, like, do you guys feel ever like catch yourselves explaining yourself way too much because like they trust you and they like just trust you and you don't have to do it like and they just do because you are nervous because we know our own past self and so you like over explain yourself. I feel myself like I'm like I do like and like I said I sometimes get nervous and awkward and I'll just like talk and ramble and I like go on. I'll like explain and I'm like
So that's actually a really good point. Yes and no. So when I do that rambling, I think of it more of like a processing through my own trust and acceptance in where I'm at. Because I'm told like I can't top the cop car thing. That's top tier of the day. That is story of the day, 100%. But um, Mumsy gave me her credit card today and told me her passcode, right?
Ooh.
And this is the woman that I had stolen from, taken from her purse, climbed in the windows, manipulated through whatever means possible to get money while my shit's getting shut off and I want drugs instead. I mean, like, for her to hand it to me and be like, here's my code, no problem, and blah, blah, blah. I still have that feeling like you do with the keys, like, oh, what's popping here? And it is so humbling, like you said, Trinity, and it's such a warm, just like I am on finally the right path, and I feel the feels that are so good. It's so overwhelming to know where you came from and the people that you hurt and the ones that are so close to you to finally be like, I love you. And I know you're a different person. I know you're a different person. And here is everything to my life right now because I trust you. And so, like the over explaining, I don't really find myself over explaining things to people because maybe I just didn't have to go through that process. Um, because I just practiced everything that I do, I'm going to be authentic with and genuine 100% all the time. And I'm going to, everything that I do, I'm going to try not to harm somebody as much as I possibly can. And even if I have to take a moment to reflect before I say it or reflect afterwards, and if I fucked up and be like, oh shit, my bad, I didn't even mean it that way. Let me clarify a little bit. I didn't even think it would hit you like that. But I'm cool with fucking up, and I'm cool with being transparent. So I don't feel the need, and I've had the opportunity to practice and try this for a long time, while others might not have. But I don't feel the need to really explain myself that much because I'm coming from a genuine place. And if I'm true to myself, then I can be true to others. And that also goes into something we did yesterday which is it's a leadership thing, which is called the self regulation. And it's a way of being healthy because if you can't regulate yourself, um, maybe today I'm a ball of anxiety and I have a lot of weighted feelings and thoughts. And how am I going to be of use to somebody else? Because I'm not being authentic. And it's okay to be, hey, Trinity, I'm feeling like this right now, and I don't know if I'm going to be that good for you. Like,
Yes.
I can say some things, but maybe just talking about my own problems is going to be able to help you relate to the feelings. And just know that a little bit of a touch of humanity is a little bit better than saying the right thing all the time. And for me, I guess I'm so thankful once again that I went to prison for 5 years. I never thought in a million years I would say that, but within that space, I had that opportunity to really just every single thing that I said and did. I got the chance to analyze it, go back to my rack, reflect on it, make a phone call, apologize, ask about anything besides myself. How are you? How are you feeling? How did that impact you? What about your day? And all those tiny little details to their life, and then be able to appreciate that I'm not a part of it in a way that is present there, but I can still be present in a new way here and change my worldview from it's all about me and the things that I want to say to um, just simply the phrase of speaking truths to be authentic to myself and be authentic to somebody else. I know I said a lot there, but that was really good that you said that because I completely understand. Like in the past, I'd be like, I would have to do that, but not so much this trip.
Yeah, I don't do, like I do it less now. Like I can definitely see like where you're coming from. Like I just think it's funny because I have caught myself doing it. Like or like for instance, I guess I kind of meant more like with the store where I dropped off the deposit, it went missing one time. Like, and I
Oh,
was like, oh yeah, and on my day. Oh, and wouldn't you know that it was like a crazy situation where like you're supposed to like always have someone follow you to the bank. I was training this new manager. He was a young kid. His mom was picking him up. We were late. I ended up like saying like, oh, just go. Like I did it all the time. I was a manager. You know what I mean? Like, and then a couple weeks later, there was one manager above me, and she's like, "Oh, the deposit's missing from this day." And I was like, "Oh, we had like somebody working there at the time that was had an issue and was coming, blah blah blah. Anyways, I automatically thought that, I was like, oh, so whatever. She was like, no, it was your
Oh my
day. I was
God.
like, no, no, like, I was like, I don't know, man. I swear, I just got a new car, like cleaned my car out. I was like racking my brain, like somehow trying to convince myself that I somehow lost it. You know what I mean? I was like, dude, and the bank's right across the street from the store. Like it's literally right across the street. So I'm like, every single night when I left, I literally went straight over. Like I was like, there's no way. Like, and I'm like literally doubting it. It turned up. Like they ended up, the bank, it took like a month and a half. The bank said it got literally wedged in the gears of the drop night box or whatever. They had to physically remove it. When we got the stub back, like our part back, it was, you could tell it, because they're like the carbon copy papers, and you could tell it had been like crinkled through gear. Like you could really tell. It was kind of
Did
cool.
you
But
stay over a month?
yeah. Oh yeah. And
Oh my gosh.
and
Freaking out.
yes.
I would have been freaking out. I would have probably cried
Freaking out.
I like
day.
almost didn't go back the next day because I was like crying. I'm like, they all know that I used to be a drug addict and they think I did it. Hi, mom, in
Oh.
recovery. And like I was like, if the only reason I was like, if I don't go back, they're definitely gonna think I did it. You know what I mean? But like, so and no
Wow.
one ever made me feel like they didn't believe me too. I felt like they didn't believe, but like for no reason. Like no one ever made me feel that way. I still thought that. Like I'm like no one believes.
I would have totally felt the same way. And I would have been like, oh, even though they're being really supportive, they totally feel
Yeah.
like I'm the one who did it. And they're just
Oh,
waiting for me
and
to
it was
mess up.
holiday time, like Christmas month, like around Christmas, like December month. So it was an extra big deposit.
Of course it was.
Of course it was. Of course it was. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be great for my kids. I've got a bunch of kids and I'm recovering addict and it's Christmas time.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
I'm gonna have to
gosh.
jump off of here. I'm actually at my mom's. I'm getting ready to head home. We got to go put the belt on my car. So I will holler at you all here in a little bit. Y'all have a good
Do
night.
your
Good
thing.
to see
Stay
you
Bye.
guys.
strong. Love ya.
Bye, mom.
Love you guys too.
Bye.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the whole, just coming to revisit the whole thing. I'm glad we got a little bit lighter there. Um, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to face those stigmas when you're doing the right thing. It's hard to keep pushing forward when when you have lack of better options.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but it's getting better, and recovery is the new vibe. I love that
did you
line.
see? I was gonna. Oh, I meant to say that earlier, and I kept like every time I would look at it, we were talking, and I kept not being. But like, yeah, I put that up there. I thought you'd like that. I love it. I love that. I think that's 100% true. Like,
I'm seeing it right now. Oh my
oh,
gosh.
I thought
Okay,
you
great.
already knew. No, oh god, yeah, I thought you saw it
No. Oh
already.
yes.
I kept meaning to tell you like earlier. I kept meaning to say that, and I wrote "recovery is the new vibe" right there. That's our new saying. Our little. I'm loving
Is
it.
that
I'm digging
hubby?
it. Uh-huh. Yeah, my hubby. Yeah.
Big support. Shout out to the hubby.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I can't tell you
That's
the truth.
great.
You have to put your head down here.
Hey,
Hey,
my guy. The power behind the power. I tell you what.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So yeah, I love the I see that now, and so like whenever I'm talking, I'm either like trying to compose my thoughts, and I'm looking off into a different, or I'm looking like right at you or Trinity or Josh or
Yeah.
whoever it might be, and I forget to look at that little. How do you have 45,000 likes right now?
Uh, I know my nephew was on here earlier. That's why he stopped in so that he could like it. I told him to, but he's a gamer, Get that.
Oh, okay. So have you found that if you get a certain amount, you can, like, have you hit a level yet where you can, things are opening up? Have you gotten those notifications yet?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good. We're going to keep pushing that.
Yeah.
Top
Yeah,
tier.
I'm
Top
excited.
tier.
I love that, like, and especially this, like, of course, I love my little podcast, and that's, but I like this at night, like, and I'm glad, like, I can tell when we first got on, I felt like you were, like, not your normal self, but now I feel like you feel better, and that makes me help, that makes
I
me,
do.
I'm glad.
I do. And it's just heavy stuff, Um, I am so solid in my recovery. I am just throw me in the trenches and I'm coming out. Like
Yeah.
it don't matter. I'm bouncing out. I'm good.
War paint up.
Uh, yes, right. Strap up. Let's go. Um, but I am human, and there are tough times, and it's good to acknowledge those feelings because for me, it's triggering if I try to do it by myself, if I don't ask for help, if I think I have it all figured out. Um, I might feel really solid, but once I start suppressing or deflecting or minimizing, or not speaking those truths to myself or somebody else, that's where it becomes pretty concerning. And um, Leanna, I'm not going back. I put so much work in. I'm not fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Like
You know,
so. If that means I gotta
I said on the
go
show
ahead,
just now, like, it's like, yeah, like I can't go back. I was talking about in it just that put me in mind of it,
hey,
like
mom in recovery.
saying it, yeah, hi, when like saying it out loud, like if you have the feeling, like the thought, especially like in early recovery, I don't really have, like you said, thoughts that often anymore, but like just like it takes the power away if you just say it out loud, because yeah, that I had the same, like I'm not going back, I'm just gonna say it out loud because somebody's gonna say no, you're not, you know what I mean? Like if you surround yourself with supportive people, and then if you get a feeling like, hey, I want to get high, and you say it out loud like, hey, I want to get high, then they're going to be like, no, you don't, and you're like, you're right, no, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it takes its power away.
Yeah.
But if you dwell inside and try to do it by yourself, try to fight it by yourself, like I'm a full believer
Yeah.
that like recovery, like you have to have community and support and people on your side, because if not, then you're wrestling with yourself and holding those thoughts in, and that's dangerous, like for me, I know.
It for sure is. And so like I love that you said it takes the power away because I'm thinking like right now, if I say something like this hurts,
Yeah.
it becomes just a little less painful.
Yeah.
Or if I say something like this is rocking, like this is awesome, and then I'm still sharing that vibe with people, like, and then it just gets bigger. But either to the point is either end of that spectrum, it still gets a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, by
I like that.
sharing,
Yeah.
like by sharing, yeah, sharing takes like
Yeah.
it makes it better. Like I've said before, like I've been clean for several years, but just recently, like, am I like finally doing things to make me happy? Like I'm getting started in the recovery field, trying to find a job like that is more something that I'm gonna like be happy at, and I used to work out like very well, and I'm out of shape. I'm like I'm starting to work out again. No, I know, but like stuff that makes me happy, that makes me feel good, that
Yeah.
makes me, and I'm starting to do it again, and that's good. That's because, and I wholeheartedly believe that's because once I started the show and I start getting involved with people and making friends like you and Josh and several others that are recovery
Yeah.
oriented, and that that I've never failed to have a conversation with you where I left, I don't know, sad or
Like, hey.
yeah, I know. Every
I'm not
time,
gonna do that again.
never talking to that guy. No, like, but you need people like that, and like, everybody does, and especially in recovery. I think every single person needs somebody like that, but especially in recovery, like we need that little extra support, and that's okay.
Absolutely. And it's good to have like a different set of people. So like just for this simple example with I'm gonna mention it again about how Josh is he's really big in the programs. And okay, I want to preface by
Hi,
saying that whenever
Superman
Josh speaks,
girl.
I don't cringe. I don't cringe at all. Hi, Superman girl. Please be nice. But yeah, like when Josh recites those things, it's not cringy to me, but it still adds that element of like he's bringing hi, he's
Yeah.
bringing that programming in that I've always bucked. So I have like a natural impulse to be like, but I receive it a different way now, and like instead I'm sitting here like, yes, that's just sauce. Like that's good. Like I'm
Yeah.
keep it up, bro. Like or even like my challenges with my higher power, over the years, and even though I say God freely and I have my own interpretation of my own higher power, when I hear somebody else say God, I still go back to just for like this the snippiest of snippets of like, "Ooh, okay, I love it though. Like so it's got it's gotten easier, but I think it's just because like the body keeps the score and your mind keeps the score, and so like what old habits of practice or experience lie, we tend to go back to that just even just for the slightest like the vein, like you see that big juicy vein or whatever. Um, my God, this is going off on a whole bunch of different ways. But you gotta have that board of directors. You gotta for me, and it sounds like for you too, like you might have somebody who's your cheerleader. You might have someone who's more of your
The oven guys.
um the center vibe that you can kind of like compose yourself and get that reflection. You can have your no person. It's like, yeah, that's not really working, because you can't always just have a cheerleader and you can't always just have a no person. And so we surround ourselves with the people that kind of bring balance to our recovery,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm working on that. I don't have my board of directors yet. I mean, I like that you said that, doing this each night is, something of substance. And it is for me too. Like I didn't really know what to expect going into this, but maybe that was part of like the feels yesterday and into today. I wasn't able to like reset a little bit, and I was tired and maybe the daily burnout of sorts. And I didn't have that detachment or that, as you said, taking the me time. Because this right now, this is me time.
Yeah.
You know, sure, people might pop in and stuff, but I'm kind of being selfish with this for me.
Hey,
You
we're allowed
know?
to be selfish sometimes. Like you think about
Yeah.
how selfish we were in our addiction. We're allowed to be a little selfish on our recovery. Like
We'll have to.
have to, yeah. And
Have
and
to.
and that's true. Hi Pamela. Like and
I
and
feel
I really believe that. Like that if we don't take time for ourselves. Oh, and I was gonna say even earlier, like we were talking about like like you, as a peer support and stuff and being like overwhelmed
Yeah.
and overstimulated. Like that's a real thing that I didn't realize until I did an episode with a couple counselors and I didn't realize how like I guess I had never put any thought into like how I don't know, like traumatized over not traumatized, that's the wrong word, but like how much weight that these people get told things every day and a lot of times they can't tell, they can't
Back to
share.
back to back
And
to back to back.
yep, and then you're just like you're sitting with all this stuff and hi Carlos,
Hey, Carlos.
and you have all these feelings about it and you can't do, and it's like it's a real thing and I had never put any thought into it, but like makes so much sense. Like why would it not be?
So my the director of the leadership group that I'm in, Danny, said yesterday because we were talking to the director of the health department, the Athens health department, and we were just hearing about all of the things that were going good and some of the challenges and all the stuffs. And after the speaker, Danny turned to us and said, "If you know any service worker out there, buy them dinner, give them a hug, and tell them how much they are needed in the community. And if you're not buying them dinner, and you're not a hugger, then at least an acknowledgement like,
Right.
hey, bro, or hey, yo, you're doing that thing and I appreciate you. I appreciate you in a way because if I think back to all of those service workers that have been there for me while I'm sitting back in my chair, like, tell me something I don't know.
Rolling your eyes at them.
Or or those times that I'm like getting real with myself and I'm like, I'm a wreck and I'm hyperventilating. I can't breathe. I got all the stuff's coming out, and I, you know what I'm talking? It's like that breakdown, like in a real way off of something like, oh yeah, you're worthy. And you're just like, oh shit, yeah. Or the ones that are just there to, be a friend when you're having those good times. Um, they're there and they don't get enough credit for what they do, regardless of whether they're bougie or in the gutter or be like, hoity toity or not. They're still in the position of service. And shout out to the service workers right now. Shout out to you
Shout
all, you know.
out.
Yeah, yeah. Yay. So that's all that I kind of wanted to. I mean, that's all that I kind of really had. It was just an acknowledgement of the struggles for those who are unable to remove themselves from the situation and still want to pursue recovery and may not know how to
Hi,
take those
Jody.
steps and surrounding themselves with the people that they may not have any idea. Like they might have lived in this environment their entire 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, whatever it might be. Yeah, right. So you may not know where a treatment center is. Or like you said in the beginning, which was so powerful, it was what did you say, Leanna? It was like, fuck going to a treatment center and getting sick.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm not even thinking about group. I'm not even thinking about anything besides what it's going to be. Because of me, I started to get sick every 2 hours.
Yeah.
If I was shooting like 7 grams of heroin a day, plus keeping myself up with stupid amounts.
Right.
So detox started about an hour and 45. I could clock it. 2 hours, I'm in full sweats and bad.
Right. And they're like, oh,
So
you can't, don't use for 24 hours. What?
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 Before you can get a Suboxone to
Yeah.
help bring you down, or what?
At
Now
home, too. Like,
yes, yes. How are you going to do that? Now I want to be 100% transparent. I don't follow like the MAT or I am the only substance I put into my body that is bad is caffeine and maybe some sugar, but I moderate that too. But I've given and thrown away everything else. But more power to you if you are able to manage
yes.
California sober or however you define your sobriety. I am in support of that, regardless of whatever it is.
Right. If you're doing better, like if your life is significantly
Yeah.
better, if you're paying your bills and rebuilding relationships, however you got there,
Yes.
good for you, like whatever you have to do. Recovery is not the same for everybody. And yet I agree wholeheartedly. Like Matt saves people's lives. Cali sober, green sober,
Yes.
whatever you want to call it, saves people's lives. Like if that's all you're doing, man, I think you're winning still. Like if as long as if your life's better, if that's I think that says it all right there. If you have improved your quality of life, if you're paying your bills and rebuilding relationships, showering on a regular basis,
Oh my God! Thank God.
I know one time my hair at one time had gotten so matted in the back that it would I thought I was gonna have to cut it. My hair's really long. Well, you can see it now. Yeah, like my hair's really long, and I would always,
Yeah.
in my mess, I kept it into just the, the hair one knot, and I didn't brush it for gosh knows how long, and it got so this mad, god awful nappy mat.
Oh.
More than one time, if I'm being honest,
Yeah.
and I didn't care, I thought I was still hot.
Walking around like a skeleton with a matted back head, like let's go. Okay. I'm laughing at myself for anybody who's watching because I was there. I am not laughing at the person who's actively in that moment. I
No.
empathize with people who are in that moment, but shit, I looked a fool. 100%. I'm with you.
Yes.
And then still thinking like, I got my shit together. Like trying to holler. No.
Me with no eyebrows and a matted whole back of my head looking like a skeleton. Hey.
Yeah. Type shit like that. Oh my God. I can't.
Me neither. I can't
Oh.
catch my breath. Gosh. Oh my God.
So the addiction does a lot of things. And that's why today I can say that I look in the mirror and I'm smooshy. And I love it. You know how long it's taken for me to get to like where I'm not you know, whatever, right? Um, I got color in my face again. Like Trinity said earlier, she was driving a cop car. She
That's
got the keys to this, and that. I got my mama just credit card buying gas without her present with the numbers. And you know what? I gave that shit back
yep.
as soon as I got home. And I don't have a job, but I volunteer. I have transportation. I have things going for me. The connections that I'm making with people have been so life enriching. And it's like I'm beginning to finally live the way that I really always wanted to and never knew how to. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
I know. I sit and just
Yeah.
look at my kids like all the time, and I'm just like, I don't know. Hi, Amy. So like
Amy.
grateful. Like I don't know. Like I love them so much. Like I don't. I'm just so grateful to be here, present. Like and
Yeah.
it is amazing.
Grateful.
It's beautiful. Very
And so
beautiful.
I know that we're running pretty close on time here, but maybe I'll give an example of how I started doing a gratitude list in the beginning. In the beginning, it was really hard because you're like, what am I grateful for? I don't have anything. This sucks. And taking out the fact that every second not using was rebuilding because I couldn't think that far ahead. So I would do simple things like I'm thankful I get to enjoy lobster smothered in butter with a little bit of lemon again. Maybe someday if I ever get the bucks to throw back at it. I'm thankful that I can touch the floor and walk. I'm thankful that out of all the overdoses and all the times that I've dropped out of all the times that I broke into places, that I wasn't shot, that I'm not 6 feet under. And like that became to like resonate with me in a big way. I'm thankful that I'm eating that state food off that nasty ass steak tray with the same old bland ass oatmeal, putting the cakes and flakes in just for a little texture and flavor, you
Steak
know?
cake.
Um, ooh, not going back. Oh my God. I'll tell you what, ain't no drug gonna take me back to that place. I might do something stupid by accident someday. Hopefully not. Hopefully my thinking is evolved enough to where, um, those kind of things that take place forward before it actually happens. But you never know. You never know. But I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for this moment to have with you and everybody else who shows up. Um, I do feel better, and I wasn't quite my 100% self in the beginning, um, but I feel fantastic right now. And yeah,
I
it's
love
good.
it. I can tell. Like I could tell when we first came in that you weren't feeling it. I don't know. You kind of looked sad or I don't know, just not you. You're
Yeah.
usually like hi when we first come on and just I don't know, and you're allowed to have those days, but I'm glad that we pulled you out of it. I'm super glad that and people
Yeah.
were popping in and out. We actually had a pretty good little session or whatever tonight. I think a lot of people were commenting and
Yeah.
popping in, and I think we're getting the hang of it a little bit, like between me and you, like kind of watching. Hi, Lisa, and so all
Yeah,
right.
that's also fantastic. I love how you are just real quick about it. That's hopefully your awkwardness is improving. You seem like you are.
Yeah.
You got in a much better flow with it, and you were super on point with recognizing those. So maybe next time we can intermittently say, hey, if you actually want to join and have a couple comments or whatever. Um, Bring them in. I know this is a learning process. It's a huge learning curve. If you're still in there listening, we just started. This is Fair Open Sober. Leanne is the host, and we're trying to make a difference out there and just hear some good stories, regardless of whether you're sober or not sober or in recovery or know somebody's in recovery or anything. If you just want to talk about the sun today that didn't shine let's do it. You know,
Service
um,
worker, anything, you know.
yeah,
Or
hug your service worker. Not weirdly though. Did you have dinner tonight?
yeah, I did.
What'd you have?
Chicken.
Chicken.
Chicken. I like chicken.
Chicken.
My husband, he's a big health, you know, he eats lots of chicken, tuna, and healthy meat, you know.
We
Lots of
did a friendsgiving tonight with Recovery Connections, the place that I volunteer with, and it was a small little group. But the big honcho, the director brought in a beautiful turkey. We had a couple different kinds of deviled egg stuffings. We call it the squishy, which is like a squash and a little souffle, and a couple other nice things. But Friendsgiving, it was pretty fantastic tonight.
We're doing our first. You know, we have moved into it. We own our home, and we lived here for 2 years. This will be our second Thanksgiving, but this is the first year that we are doing like we're hosting Thanksgiving here. My husband's parents are coming, and we're inviting his sister. I'm not sure if she's gonna come, but like we're doing like I feel like we're grown ups now. Like we're we're doing like hosting it. So I'm excited, nervous, all this stuff, but it's gonna be fun. My husband
It's gonna be
loves to
great.
cook. He's the cook around here.
Perfect. That's a man right there.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I got
Okay,
a couple of
before we
tricks up
go,
my sleeve, but not much.
that's great. Before we go, plug in your thing tomorrow,
What?
your podcast tomorrow
Oh,
with
tomorrow.
Trinity. What? What are you talking about?
Yeah, tomorrow
Yeah, plug
at
that in.
1:30 we'll be live. We'll have Trinity. She's gonna tell her journey. Feel free everybody to pop in there. We'll be live. We're lots of places. feralbutsober.podbean.com, feralbutsober.onestream.live. It's also like Feral But Sober on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. I have Facebook page and lots of places, guys. Podbean live room after the fact. If you can't catch us live, you can catch that episode and all my episodes on YouTube or podbean.com.
Excellent. Wow. Great job.
Thank you.
So have you got a name for it yet?
No, not Trinity's episode. I usually don't name them until after because I kind of name them like off of what we talk about. Like, like.
Oh, okay. Because immediately was thinking like from the back seat to the front seat, like that cop car story.
That's good. Yeah, I actually might use that. I don't have to wait.
All right, it was great sharing space with you.
Yeah, we're actually.
Hey, Johnny!
Yeah.
Johnny, what's up, Johnny?
Oh, do you know Johnny?
I know Johnny. He's a part of the other friend group that I was telling you about. They get together every night, and they just you can tell they're solid, and they laugh, and they're on there for hours, and they just have such a good time, and they welcome me into their space, and I am so thankful because they're just awesome. Yeah. What's up, Johnny? We're out of here for right now.
Johnny, yeah, we're actually are leaving right now, but like I just said, I have a podcast
tomorrow. Are we doing this tomorrow?
I was gonna say, what time are we gonna do this tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Saturday. Let me get with you. It's probably going to be a little earlier. It might be after your podcast. So if that's possible for you, because I have some evening things I got to do. So your podcast is from when to when again? Remind me.
1:30, 2:30.
1:30 to 2:30. So if we could shoot towards 3,
yep,
give you a chance.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll be later on in the evening when I get back home.
That's fine.
But I'll touch base with you. But we'll shoot around 3.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Johnny. Bye, James.
Thank you so much, Leanna. Have a great night.